Justice Alphonse Chigamoi Owunyidolo stepped down on Sunday, January 18, 2026, concluding a judicial career that began in 2008 when he was appointed a judge of the High Court. He later served on the Court of Appeal before being elevated to the Deputy Chief Justice in 2017 and subsequently assumed office of Chief Justice in August 2020. During his tenure as head of the Judiciary, Justice Owunyidolo focused on strengthening the court system through increased funds, improved infrastructure, and adoption of technology to speed up case handling.
Magistrates' courts and high courts registered the highest completion rates due to reforms like the use of alternative dispute resolution (ADR), deployment of more judicial and administrative staff, rollout of ECMIS, and operationalization of more high court circuits and magistrate courts. Over the last 5 years, the judiciary has witnessed steady growth in both case registration and case disposal, with notable improvement in the financial year 2024-25. Deliberate interventions have been made to deal with the growing caseload. These include organizing more court sessions, plea bargaining camps, weeding out of cases, and uptake of Rukungiri High Court and Budaka Chief Magistrates Court buildings were completed. The judiciary undertook renovations and maintenance of court premises, with major works completed at Mbale, Kapchorwa, Ngora.
We've rolled out ECMIS in additional 5: Rugazi Chief Magistrate Court, Kayunga Chief Magistrate Court, and the Chief Grade 1. ECMIS is now in operation on 36 courts.
He also promoted mediation, pre-bargaining, and small claims courts as alternatives to lengthen litigation processes, initiatives aimed at reducing case backlog and easing prison congestion.
Registered the highest completion rates due to reforms like the use of alternative dispute resolution (ADR), deployment of more judicial and administrative staff.
And also the lawyers have learned that mediation can help them become even more efficient, because if your law firm has 10 cases and you handle 3 or 4 of them through mediation, you can have time to allocate to the rest of the cases.
One of the major developments under his leadership was the relocation of the Supreme Court and Court of Appeal to the Twin Tower Judiciary Complex in Kampala, constructed to improve access to justice and enhance service delivery.
The cost of the construction of these 2 towers is 63 billion. So you divide by 6 billion. If you look at this project, which has taken only 1 year and 2 months, has reached this level.
If you look at the aspect of schedule, it's moving on well.
I want to say that this is what the president has been talking about, serve mentality. We have been spending almost 6 billion every year.
Unlike previous transitions, Justice Chigamoi Owunyidolo leaves office before the appointment of a new Chief Justice.
Ensure that Uganda's justice system remains accessible, fair, and responsive to the needs of the citizens. The judiciary is committed to strengthening the use of alternative dispute resolution (ADR) mechanisms to resolve cases.
The Judicial Service Commission has already submitted a list of nominees to the President for consideration. Those shortlisted include Justices Mike Chibita, Justice Catherine Bamugeme-Reire, Justice Monica Mugenyi, Justice Christopher Madrama, and Deputy Chief Justice Dr. Flavian Nzeija. While his tenure was largely praised for the judicial reforms, it also attracted criticism, particularly during the 2021 presidential election petition, which exposed the internal disagreements within the Supreme Court.
I specifically stated that it had not been called yesterday, and I could not pronounce my ruling on it. I discovered Mr. Mabilizi introduced himself in court, and when I discovered that he was in court, I made an order that I would deliver that part of the ruling today at 11 a.m. to change this unconstitutional and unlawful order. So it's against the practice of judicial officers to refrain from speaking to the press. I have been forced to come and address you because Mr. Mabilis was supposed to receive a ruling from me. And apparently, this is continuing.
Before joining the bench, Justice Alphonse Chigamoi Owunyedolo served as a Member of Parliament, particularly in drafting the 1995 Constitution, and worked as a legal counsel in peace negotiations. Justice Alphonse Chigamoi Owunyedolo holds academic qualifications in land conflict resolution.
He was one of those who initiated the peace settlement between the LRA rebels and the government of Uganda. He didn't mention that, but that was massive. It prevented the carnage. So he told me a story when he went to meet Joseph Kony in Garamba National Park. So that story, when he was narrating it, it was like a horror movie. Can you imagine going to visit Kony? So he said, and apparently he was on, you know, in Islam there is what they call fatwa, like something you issue that kill him dead or alive. Now he was on that. Kony had issued that. So the man went into Garamba National Park, and apparently there are so many stories because we can spend the whole day about the stories we're sharing about that incident. So how much can you sacrifice for your country than what he did? Because it was a matter of life and death.